Hi, welcome back to Mountain Adventures. This week we're putting up our tongue and groove ceiling as well as laying the floor for our living area. As usual, this is going to mean a lot of cutting, a fair bit of drilling and also some banging. We are on our way to a hardware store to hopefully pick up our ceiling. We've opted for a spruce tongue and groove cladding. It's 8mm thick and we bought it in 3m length, so it will go most of the way down the van before we have to have a break. We've decided we're going to varnish it, both to help protect it from moisture a little bit, as well as to make the grain look pretty. And this was basically our first time filming in public, so yeah, that was an experience. We varnished all of the planks for our ceiling. It took quite a while because we did 2 coats on each side on every plank. We've got quite a lot of planks. So now the only thing left to do is try to prise them off this plastic, preferably without getting loads of plastic with them, and then cut them down to size, stick them on the ceiling.
To attach our tongue and groove cladding, we've got these cladding clips here, and we're hoping to use these so it means there'll be no visible screw holes once the ceiling's up. And they work by this end fits into the groove. It would get screwed in through this hole. They supply nails with them. We're going to use screws because the nails are longer than our 5mm little battens up there, and then the tongue can still fit in like that, so on this side there will be no visible screw holes.
First thing we're going to have to tackle with the ceiling is this here solar fan, which we've got a circular hole saw for. It actually goes across 3 planks, so we've clamped them together and kind of put them up outside, and then we're going to cut our lovely hole in there. If you guys are wondering why we flipped the board over part way through, I'm not sure if you heard Alex say, and apparently that's how you get a clean cut with these bigger hole saws, so you don't get tear out too badly on either side. There we go. Beautiful. To our surprise, the cladding clips were actually really simple to use, so the ceiling went up pretty quickly. We bought a hole saw that was just the right size to cut the holes for our lights, so that was pretty easy too. Hey.
Ceiling's coming along quite well. We've done probably about half of this so far, up to a bit past halfway. Need to do another plank, and then we've got the joys of the roof fan to deal with, but we've got a handy little helper today.
Ceiling's coming along pretty nicely. This is the end of day 1. We did estimate this is going to take us 2 days, so I think that's looking pretty much bang on. Maybe a day and a half, because actually cladding clips are surprisingly easy to use.
Yeah, I think a day and a half.
Yeah.
We've had to do a bit of notching, obviously the holes for the lights and stuff. But yeah, I would seriously recommend the cladding clips. They work really well.
Yeah, and it means you don't have to have any screws visible, which also means you don't have to worry about trying to line them up neatly. It's working pretty well for us.
Yeah, I think it's looking really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
see you tomorrow.
We need to tackle our solar fan, and the way we did this for the other one is basically we've left the middle of the fan exposed so we can line up our actual hole saw on top of this, and then we're going to draw around the perimeter, take these 2 planks down, and then line the hole saw back up with the line that we've drawn, and then just drill through the ones that we need. We've trimmed all of our battens down to size, because originally they stuck out probably about to here, maybe a bit further. So we've trimmed them all down because we wanted them to overlap on one of these battens, so the ends of every plank and the beginnings of every plank can slide into a cladding clip. So you'll see on these cladding clips we've left about half of it exposed, so that's for the next plank to come in and sit on it and go all the way back to the back doors around here. So it turns out we didn't quite buy enough cladding clips, which means we didn't quite get to finish the ceiling, but here are a few shots anyway of what we've done so far. These are our lovely flooring planks. So you may remember when we put our floor down a while back, we had the thicker floor in the back and we had a much thinner floor in the front living area. And that is because we're going to have a nicer finished floor in the living area, so we wanted to leave a little bit of extra room. So up to about this line, all around here and back behind me, we're going to put these lovely planks. And then in the back, we're just going to leave it as the kind of rough 9mm, because that's all going to be garage area and under steps and stuff. So this is what we're doing today. Hopefully we can fit it and it looks nice and neat. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that's going to look really nice when it's all in. Yeah.
And what, a long piece for this one? And then we have the offcut this end? Or do we want the offcut that end?
Now he's asking me to make decisions. Oh no, oh no.
So because of the way we're stopping our flooring, we need to cut off this end tongue. So we're just going to slice that off now with the circular saw, and then we should be able to fit that piece in. There we go.
Beautiful.
That's going to slot in about there.
Yep. And yeah, we're having a little gap over here because we want it to perfectly match the step, and also with this type of flooring you're meant to leave a little bit of an expansion gap, and this is all going to be under the kitchen anyway, so we thought we're just going to leave plenty of space because then we can line it up nice and neat with the edge of our step.
We found when we were trying to fit these planks that we kept just moving them all around because it's quite slidey, this floor. So we're just securing them in with screws. We're oversizing the hole compared to the size of screw so it can still expand and contract and things, and we're only doing it in places which are going to be covered.
It turns out, once you've got the technique down, the flooring is actually easier to fit than the ceiling. I think this is one of the first times something has been easier than we were expecting on the build, so yeah, that's a nice feeling. We're really happy with the final result of the floor. It's a lovely colour, it's got a lovely grain pattern. Eventually we will be fitting a stair nose to the step, just to protect the edges and to finish things off. That's everything for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Thursday for another one.
Oi, oi!
Oi, oi, oi!
Why don't I hammer drill? Who did that? And then we'll alternate. Oh, there you go.